All right. So we are recording. This is February 8th. This is about 4 o'clock. This is earlier than what we're used to. So we're gonna have a fresh Mike Jones and Quincy Price here today. It's only gonna be the two of us today here on Super Bowl Sunday, but that's okay. I ain't seen Mike in a while. We haven't heard from Mike in a while. Sir, how are you?
I'm fine, sir. How are you? Glad to be here. It's been a
I'm,
while.
I'm yeah, it has, and I'm glad you're doing okay. I'm glad you're here talking. And you know, just how is everything? How you feeling? How's the fam?
It's good, man. Everything is going good. School is going better this semester.
Good,
Um,
good.
I'm truly tired of being a full-time broke college student. Something got to change. I'm sending out resumes, so somebody need to hire me. I did a few resumes right before I got on this now. Somebody got to call me.
Gotcha. I got you. Well, hopefully, we, at the risk of being political, the economy gets picks up and we get some more jobs out here, or we start
Oh,
making money off of this, man. Millions of
well,
dollars
that's
to talk
always a
about.
plan.
I'm glad to see you. And I had a topic. It's just the two of us, so we can have more of a discussion instead of a forum. But this is what I wanted to talk to you about. We're going to talk about the top 10 highest rated. What is it? What is it? IMDB comic book movies, and we're gonna like the ones that got the highest rating from from this movie review.
Oh, from the movies, comic book
Yeah,
movies.
yep, just comic book movies. It's 10 of them. I had to go back. I had to mute myself because I didn't write down the 10th one, and I forgot what it was. But we're gonna see what you got here, man. Like you gotta like, get it in your head. The top rated ones. Some of these you're not gonna agree with, but like we want. But I want you to put on your thinking cap, and we're gonna talk about it. Okay. He
Okay.
got the paper. He getting ready. Okay.
Hey, I'm getting ready. I'll make sure I don't forget because I forget some shit. It's been a while,
Oh, I
so
know. I know. That's why when I saw you with the paper, I'm like, all right, he's ready. He's ready to
yeah.
go.
And I'm awake too. For real. This is
Uh,
wild.
all right. So, like, what's your first guess there?
For the highest,
Well,
we're going.
just name any of the top 10. I'll tell you what number it comes in.
Okay, I'm gonna say Avengers is on there.
2012.
2012.
It is not.
They're wrong for that. That's wrong.
I
That
told you
should be
we're
there.
going to. I told you we're going to agree. That wasn't on there. It's funny because the video I watched, the guy mentioned that this Avengers too. He mentioned that Avengers also, but I don't want to give you any clues because if I would have said what I was about to say, you was going to get at least a couple of them.
All
So
right, then let's
what's
go
your
with Iron Man. Then the first one, Iron Man 1.
oh for two. Oh for
Iron Man 1's not
two.
on there.
It is not on there. Think
Who
about the
made this damn
movies.
list?
This is I let's look up who is IMDb. Let's look at
These 12 year
IMDb.
olds. Damn
You know
casuals.
they give these. Think about the movies that we've watched that comic book movies that are getting the awards, and there are a bunch of movies that were like, what, that won an award, and people. So let's see
So let's go
what
with,
is.
into the Spider Verse. The Spider Verse
Oh,
movie.
you got Into the Spider Verse is number two.
Okay.
Number two. All
I
right,
looked
so
back. My
like
son has a Miles Morales keychain, so I was like, it's got to be it.
people love that one, and Into the
Rightfully
Spider
so.
Verse. Yeah, Into the Spider Verse was groundbreaking at the
It
time,
was.
and like I still love that movie. That movie still holds up. I
It's
think I
still
like
both of them.
that.
They still hold up.
Yeah, they do, and I think I haven't seen them in a while. It seems at one point I was watching them like every other weekend, but that
I
is
haven't
on
watched them
there.
fully, but I watched in bits and pieces.
Okay. All right, so let me just give you the IMDb, historically known as the Internet Movie Database, is an
Mm-hmm.
online database of information related to films, television series, podcasts, video games, streaming, content online, including production crews, biographies, plot summaries, trivia, da da da. Database combines 25.9 million titles and 14.8 million persons records as of September 2025. So it's a user rating system. The IMDB top 250 is a list of top rated 250 films based on ratings by registered users of the website using the methods described as of June 2025. The Shawshank Redemption, directed by Frank Darabont, is the highest ranked film on the list. It has been since 2008. So there's a bunch here, but we, in the interest of time. So this is like, it looks like people, I may be wrong, listeners, if you forgive me if I speak incorrectly, but it looks like people use this to rate movies, and that's where the ratings are coming from.
Right.
So you have Into the Spider-Verse. We talked about Spider-Verse and how well that was, and it seems like a decade ago the first movie came out. Taking so long for this third one to drop.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, a couple years since the other one, Across, came popped up. But let's get to the next one. You got 9 more. So you got the Spider-Verse. I'll give you some clues if you get stuck, but I don't think you're going to get stuck. I think you're starting to...
I'm just going to start naming off stuff. So I'm just going to see what I can make happen. What about Endgame?
Oh, number 3. See, he's heating up. Okay. He's heating up.
Endgame would have to be there. Now I think Infinity War is going to be there too.
Oh, he's heating up. Infinity War, number 4. You know, I think Infinity War is the better film out the two. I think Endgame gets the sentimental points, but I think Infinity War is better. Better fights, better.
I have to rewatch it, but the Endgame, once Cap picked that hammer up, there's no beating that.
See, Infinity War, the fight on Titan, to me, like Doctor Strange, Iron Man, that whole group, they fought him tough on Titan. The whole managing of all the characters, I think it's like if I'm trying to think of another movie, the only thing that kind of jumps in my head is like almost Empire Strikes Back when they were dealing with different characters and different scenarios. Infinity War juggled like everybody and funneled them all to that one point. I just think that was a good movie, and they lost, which was kind of shocking to people, especially the casuals at the time. But let me not break up. You're on a heater right now, so you name 2, 3, and 4 on the list as Into the Spider-Verse, Endgame, Infinity War.
Black Panther?
It is not.
That's just racist. Black History Month.
Listen. I keep saying, man, like they didn't like us being that happy when that movie dropped. It was the closest to world peace world has been, and they was like, we can't have this shit.
We can't have it.
We can't have it. They fought. They was like, we don't even need a Black Panther anymore. We don't need it. We'll just kill him. And they know damn well Chadwick ain't want that, and that is not how it goes. Like you recast. Unfortunately, that's how it is.
What's that kid's name that I heard they were thinking about? Not Idris.
No, not Idris. Hold on, I got his name. It was the kid from Snowfall, the English guy. His name is Damson Idris. I hope I said that right.
Close enough. We talking about the same dude, and I support that. I support him. Aldous Hodge, even though they say he ain't got a phone call. Yeah, I really don't care, man. As long as they recast it.
The ideal, the image of Black Panther is needed. It's just needed. Like you,
very much so.
They brought it. They gave it to us, and like we can't go back to where there's no Black Panther on film.
Culturally, it's needed. Yeah. It has to have. We have to have Black Panther right now. We just can't stop because of one person. I mean, I love Chadwick. I love his job. I'm not even going down that road, but the character itself is too important to not be around.
No one is above the ideology of the Black Panther. He can't die with the character, and we've already been through this. You know, James Bond has been recast. Superman.
We beat this to death before.
Like there's this. It isn't like this hasn't happened before. Let's not Let's not get like this. Right. But
I had heard. I had heard about the was Coogler's original idea for the Black Panther 2 was to have him and his son go on like this.
I read
journeys.
that. Yeah.
I didn't agree with that. I don't think this son should have showed up at all. I don't think he should have been there at doing this movie. I understand why they did it, but I don't think we needed the son.
They're turning. I think with Black Panther, like just looking at what's happened so far, like Coogler is trying to make it like almost a family affair, so to speak. I would not have wanted to see that. I think there are other things you can do, but Chad would have made you care. And like they bring back the Black Panther is what we're saying. Long live
they're doing Secret Wars, just where they reform the Marvel U because I'm assuming this is supposed to be like a reboot. Basically, they're going to get all these different characters and reboot the Marvel U, which is what they could do every few years. Honestly, because how many Secret Wars has Marvel had? So,
I think they can. They need to do that to get the X-Men, the mutants involved because they didn't figure out a way. The MCU has done so much time traveling and covering stories that happened before the Avengers showed up. There's just no room to like sneak them in. Like if you're gonna bring them in, they got to be there from the beginning. That opens up other stories and whatnot. And a healthy. I'm assuming I said this, but like this is the way it's always been, as far as I'm concerned. Looking at Marvel, healthy Marvel is a good Fantastic Four book going on, a good Avengers book, and a good X-Men book going on. The three of those teams are like thriving. Everything kind of branches off from them. Like almost everything comes back to them in some form or fashion. When the books aren't doing well, like then the whole thing, like you can tell. You just look around, you can just tell. Like when they were trying to box out the X-Men when Marvel was trying to get it from Fox and Fantastic Four also, they was doing all kind of zany shit. Like as much as I like the idea of the Ultimates, the Blue Marvel group, that was like Fantastic Four to me. And we all know they tried to replace the mutants with the Inhumans, and
that didn't come close to work. No.
Yeah, the Inhumans are like the Eternals. Like they're side dishes, and there's no disrespect to those characters and the creators or anything, but some characters are support, and they thrive in those roles, and it was just hard to put them in that role. You just can't do that. They aren't that interesting.
Speaking of Inhumans, I'm sure you know, but I was reading a comment today. Kamala Khan is now a mutant.
Yeah, and this was like a couple years ago. They
like,
did I don't know. I did not care enough to follow up on
it. I keep forgetting about it until I read it. Like she's still what?
Yeah,
I don't think they give her. Not that I've read a really good reason. Maybe I have to do some research because I don't recall why they.
She was Inhuman at first. What was she at first?
She was Inhuman at first. Now she's a mutant.
Okay.
I thought that thing was poisonous to us. I don't understand it. Like the Terrigen Mist. I don't understand.
Did it happen then? Or, like there was like a Terrigen Mist cloud or something that was
right, and it went around. I remember.
Okay.
I don't.
That was so weird. That was so weird. All right, you got 3 out of 10, sir. You actually doing pretty good. Like,
all right, we got what? Endgame, Into Spider-Verse,
Infinity War.
No Black Panther because people are racist. What else is it? Let's just throw them out there. The Ed Norton Hulk.
No.
Okay. Let's go X-Men First Class.
Nope. Good movie, though. Good movie.
Logan.
Yes. Logan.
Okay, Logan is on there.
Logan is in there at number 10.
Okay. Deadpool Wolverine.
Hold on. What did you think of Logan?
What I think of Logan? I thought Logan was good for what it was. What it was.
Which was at the time the finish of the character.
Right. I thought it was good for what it was. his movies in general work better when he's by himself.
Yeah,
because when they have any other X-Men type of person in it, they kind of fall in the background so that he can do all his GR shit. So let him do what he does, and he's fine. I got no problem with him doing his thing. So it was pretty good. I actually really enjoyed the movie. I got emotional when everybody else did when he died, so it was cool.
So I'm with you. Like my favorite one was actually the Wolverine when he was in Japan. I really like that one. It's like you said, he's by himself. It's sometimes less is more. Like he was just there fighting goons, and he had the Silver Samurai thing at the end, which kind of, whatever. But like his whole story, like he didn't have his healing factor was slowed. I'll say that it wasn't gone, but it made it interesting. The girl was cool. Like he had some happiness, but he decided to move on. He should have just stayed there, honestly. But getting back to Logan was good. It was another sad type. It was sad. Like they never made it clear what happened to the X-Men. Xavier dying again by the younger clone. It was just an interesting story. The ending was okay. It was sad. I think Hugh Jackman is up there with Robert Downey, Wesley Snipes, and I'm missing someone else, but as perfect casting.
Yes.
He kind of redefined. We talk about like Robert Downey Jr.'s like power up of Iron Man. Just a sidebar. I mentioned to you guys I found my I was able to get my logins back to my Marvel Unlimited application. I was going through all the comics. I was reading some old Iron Mans during Acts of Vengeance time. He was fighting the Wrecker.
Oh wow!
He was getting his ass destroyed, and I'm like, this was his whole thing. Like me and my brother used to say, he was Rocky in an iron suit. Like he would get pulverized and come back and reroute something, and like then he would pull out the win. Like Iron Man nowadays, he's just elevated. And with Hugh Jackman, you start seeing cartoons where Wolverine was the leader and all this other stuff, and it was all because of what Hugh was doing with the X-Men in the X-Men movies. And the character was already popular. But he just took it another level, and that's just how good he was in those movies. Like they really did turn to the Wolverine movies, and I don't know. I assume you had an issue with it at some point, but back then the masses they just loved Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, and
I had an issue with it from the day one. Not so much because I was getting my comic book guy on. I thought he was too tall. I thought, I was getting my comic book purist on.
Yeah.
And, he's way too tall. But as I watched it, it was cool. And the first X-Men movie wasn't bad. It had some corny parts, but it wasn't bad. But there was the second one. The main thing about the first one, I didn't like, kind of get off with a little sidebar, as you say. I didn't like that storm line. She's like, what happens to everything else?
Yeah.
Whatever that line with the lightning. It was so
what happens to a toad when it gets hit by lightning? The same thing that happens to everything else. Just like,
that was cringy. That was. But overall, again, he was good, but you can kind of see it sliding. It was the end of X-Men 2, which I think was the best one when it was.
It was
the three. Of those three, that was the best one. But when Jean Grey died, and Cyclops leaned over and put his damn head on Wolverine's shoulder and cried, I almost got up and left the fucking theater. I'm not lying to you. The whole movie went downhill for me in that one fucking scene. I literally almost got up and left the theater. I'm like, this is some bullshit. Shit. I said it out like, no. That never would have happened. Never.
She's not dead. No. Yeah. No. It's funny. X2, like we talked about this before, like certain movies that have like held the crown as being the best comic book movie, and that changes over time. X2 was one of those movies.
Mm-hmm.
X3 was not strong.
No.
There were moments I liked the little standoff between Wolverine and Phoenix at the end when he finally killed her. I liked that. I liked the Phoenix versus Xavier fight in the beginning, but after that, it was just I want somebody to like get a stopwatch and let me know how many minutes Patrick Stewart was actually conscious in those 3 movies. So he got knocked out by the grape Kool-Aid when he was in Cerebro. He got kidnapped in the second one. In the third one, he died. So like they did him dirty, and like that meme comes up. They're bringing him back. Like, you're going to kill him again, aren't you? He probably is going to die.
He's old as hell, yeah, and real life.
He is like he's like they got to med him up, man. Like he looked shaky in Doctor Strange. If you're gonna see those guys out in this one, like, then make this the last time, because the other guys that followed him did a good job. McAvoy,
they should get him.
Yeah. So like, let them guys go. Let them rest. They were old when this started, and that was like
exactly
20 years ago.
They were in their 66, close to 67 then.
Yep, let them go. Let them go. Like,
Michael Fassbender is great as
he was,
and they're not going to do the whole storyline. Magneto in the comics, real quick. Mm-hmm. He looks younger than Professor X because he physically is. He was kidnapped by an alien called Eric the Red, who de-aged him. So he really is physically younger than he's supposed to be.
Okay.
His body's been de-aged. He's still, like the Avatar, 100 and some year old, but his body's younger.
Okay.
They're not going to go through the trouble of doing that in the movie. So just let Michael Fassbender be Magneto or somebody younger so they can get some more length out of it.
Yeah.
He can still have his memories, but still, just let it go that way. Bring him to a modern time or whatever.
Let them 2 old men rest.
Let them 2 old men rest.
They got capable backups, or I don't even want to call them backups, but they got capable alternatives who carried. We're about to get into another sidebar, but that's okay. X-Men First Class was one of the movies that I crowned the best
it was good.
comic book movie at the time, and it was because of Fassbender and McAvoy.
McAvoy?
They were at the center of that, and that was the first time I seen Jennifer Lawrence, and she looked great in that movie. But the setting, you had Kevin Bacon, who, let's not forget how good he was as Sebastian Shaw. He was great in there, and the story was good. The other ones after First Class were like, it's hot and cold for me. But X-Men First Class, they were at the center of it, and like, it was because of their acting, and they made you care. You were invested in their friendship, even though you knew how it was going to end.
Mm-hmm.
So like, give those guys a chance. If not, I imagine they're going to go with someone else, but strongly consider those 2 guys. All right, so you nailed it with Logan. What else you got?
These are all recent stories. It's nothing like way back from the 80s and 90s. Like Blade, is Blade on there?
Nah.
Let's see. I'm trying to remember the names of the movies. The Punisher never got a movie. Fantastic Four on there?
Nope. Think about it.
I gotta remember the names. That's this thing.
I will tell you. Here's a hint for you. You need to consider some DC movies.
Oh, I haven't even thought about DC movies.
Yeah,
it didn't even cross my mind. Batman,
which
Dark
Batman?
Knight trilogy.
The whole trilogy is on there. So Dark Knight
as one or as 3 different places?
3 different movies. So Dark Knight was one.
Mm-hmm.
Dark Knight, and we'll talk about the trilogy. As a Batman guy, Christopher Nolan's Batman was cool to me. Like, it was like this was the Batman of that time. Well, before we go into that, hold on. So Dark Knight was one. Dark Knight Rises. Yep, that was number 1. Dark Knight Rises was, which I'm actually surprised to see this one. People didn't really like this one. I liked it. Dark Knight Rises is number 5, and
Okay.
Batman Begins is number 8. Now, these were the first Batman movies after the '90s ones. With Keaton and Val and George Clooney. Uh,
Yes.
these were beautiful looking movies. Like Nolan always
Yes.
like goes on site and you can see it. Uh, the purist in me, like I liked Begins. Didn't love it, but it looks different than the other two. Like Dark Knight, and actually my favorite out of them is Rises, and that's because um, the storyline is closer to my favorite Batman storyline, which is No Man's Land, when they cut
Yes.
off Gotham and he was fighting for Gotham for like almost a year with no backup. Like no one could enter the city. If they did go into the city, they couldn't come out. But this one, Bane, Tom Harding was good. I can't. Anne Hathaway was cool, but the visuals and the story overall, the trilogy was good. It was really good. Matter of fact, Joker and Dark Knight Rises was it was a perfect iteration. It was a different iteration. Like I still like Jack Nicholson, but this was you're not going to play it the same way twice. You know what I
Right.
mean? So like he did a good job. Christian Bale did a good job. Everybody, there was no real weakness in this trilogy for me. Only now the comic book guy in me is going to ask you why he didn't do more detective work. He didn't do more detective work until like the third one. He went to Lucius a lot for stuff that I thought he could have done on his own. Like they kind of, it's not even complaining. The level of really complaining about the movie, but just stuff a comic book Batman fan would notice. And but we got a lot of good things out of that movie. Tumblr and the Alfred, Christian Bale. Um, it was a good trilogy. It started and began. I was
Mm-hmm.
glad that it ended. Like when
Mm-hmm.
you're younger, you want stories to go on forever, and that's not. It's never. They can't go forever. Like you got to have like a ending in sight, or you're gonna end up doing a Batman and Robin, or reviving the franchise, and when you never should have stopped it. But uh, I had liked this trilogy. What did you think of Nolan's Batman trilogy?
I really enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
I did enjoy it. I was a '90s guy who came with the Keaton
Mm-hmm.
Batman, so I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good update.
Mm-hmm.
Again, everything you say is correct. The third one was good. The Joker had to grow on me. It did. I was kind of looking at that like uh, maybe not exactly like Nicholson did it, but it could have been a little more hype. But
Okay.
okay, I'll take it.
Mm-hmm.
Do I think he was as hyped and needed all kind of got awards? No, but I'm happy it did.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I'm definitely happy it did. Anything that could bring light to the genre, but I definitely enjoyed it. He would be my favorite live action Batman. Um, that trilogy would. I definitely would. Probably him in general, yeah. Because I wouldn't. No, I take it back. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Batman, Batfleck is my favorite live action. Let
Mm-hmm.
me correct myself. But as far as the one that's got a solo movie, I'm gonna give it to
Mm-hmm.
him. But overall, Ben Affleck is still my favorite Batman.
And
Live
and
action.
that's you're right, because for me it's Ben didn't get an opportunity. Like so, I say that BVS is a Batman movie. Like
Mm-hmm.
I'll give that. I'll say that's Ben's movie. Even though he shared it. He shared it with Superman. But you're right. Bale carried a trilogy. He had 3 good movies. Keaton, who I love Keaton. I think that 1989 movie is if it's not the best, it's like the second best movie. I love that movie.
Mm-hmm.
I can watch that over and over. Um, and the Batman Returns is cool. Uh, Val and George, they did what they were asked because they're both good actors, and I think Schumacher directed that, and it's been so much stuff that came out for those movies, like they were just trying to sell toys or whatever.
Yeah.
If I would have liked to see Ben in a movie, I think Patterson has a chance to be really good. I really like this movie. He has one good movie. We'll see what the next one looks like and if there's a third one.
Now, if they do this redo the Snyderverse with this whatever talk, you think they might get Ben might get his own movie finally?
I don't know. I think it's over. Like at this point, like the cast, like they don't look the same.
Right.
Like they would have to do like voice work. Like I
Right.
want them to finish the story. Like if it's just like an animated type joint, then I'm all for that. But Gal and um, um, what's my man's name? Can't think of Superman. I can't think of his name. Henry Cavill.
Oh, Henry Cavill.
Yeah, all those guys. I haven't even seen Cyborg. The guy who played Cyborg since the Snyder Cut came out. So, like, who knows what? He had a bad experience with Warner Brothers. So, but Ben and BVS, like, he was great. He was great. He is one of the better Batmans, and another example to why comic book fans should just wait till they see the movie before criticizing casting choices.
Yeah.
So yeah, Batman had 3 of the top 10. Now you have you got 3.
She had like 2 more.
You got 3 more.
Okay.
6, 7, and 9.
6, 7, and 9. Let's see. Ghost Rider in it?
Nope.
Okay.
There are 2 on here that you are never going to guess because I don't think you were lukewarm on one movie and the other movie I know you didn't like. I know you didn't like.
Let's just go ahead and get it because I'll be naming forever.
So, Across the Spider-Verse was number 6. You named the first one, so that was number 6. Joker was 7. And I
never saw that.
Yeah, okay. And No Way Home was number 9. Spider-Man.
No, oh yeah, and I forgot. I would never guess that.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Is the first one when they came back.
That's the one with all the Spider-Man. When Toby and Andrew came back.
Oh no, I forgot. I like that one, but yeah, I would never have a. I forgot about it though.
Yeah,
I forgot about it.
That movie. The movie is okay until the other Spider-Man showed.
That's true. It needed 2 more Spider-Man. Because up until they got just the first part, it was terrible. But once you got 2 other Spider-Man, it was like, the movie finally started. It did.
Their interactions were really good. But that is not out of I can't think of what's my man's name who plays Spider-Man now. What's his name?
Tom Holland.
Tom Holland. Let's talk about his trilogy for a second. So he had what is that? Homecoming. It was Homecoming. It was Far From Home, and it was No Way Home.
No Way Home. Yes.
No Way Home. Yeah. What was your favorite out of those 3?
No Way Home, but that's because they had 2 other Spider-Man.
Okay, so I can see that. I kind of liked the second one. I don't know why. Like I think it's because off the strength of Mysterio. I thought Jake Gyllenhaal, and I like Jake. I thought he did a good job as the villain. It was an interesting take on Mysterio. The fight at the end was pretty good. The fights with Mysterio, period, were good.
Yes.
The first one was okay. I think the first one. Let me take that back. There was nothing wrong with the first one. It was Spider-Man's second outing in the MCU. We had Tony. We had Michael Keaton.
Was Tony in the first one, or was he in the one with
he was in the first one. Remember, he helped them with the boat. And
is that the one he walked out of the armor like, oh, cool with? Like,
okay. When he took the suit from him. Michael Keaton was great. Now looking back on this now, that trilogy was blessed with some really good villains. Normally that can either hurt or help the film, but yeah, Michael Keaton as the Vulture, the character. I think that was the first time Vulture was on screen, I believe. And he did a great job. Yeah, he did a great job, and they had good fights. We just talked about Jake Gyllenhaal, and of course you had Norman, and among others. But Norman was the villain in that one. We had what's his name, William Dafoe, who was always he was a great villain in Toby's movies, and
Yes,
the sin in Toby's movies is that Defoe died in the first one. Like he had he appeared in like Visions and the second and third one, I think. But it he was so good. He was so good as a villain, and as good as he was in Toby's movies, he was even more fearsome and crazy
he was.
in the No Way Home. Like when you power bombing Spider Man through multiple floors, I think that's the first recorded power bomb in the MCU, and he did it big time. He did it big time, and he was just being a villain for just to be being a villain. He wasn't really after nothing. He was just like, I don't like y'all. It's too happy here. Like we gotta take over here. We gotta make it hard for this Spider Man. We don't even know this Spider Man, but we just hate Spider Man. And
We gonna make him. Yeah, we gonna make him
yeah,
suffer though.
yeah. That's all. That was all he was about. Jamie Foxx was in that. Octopus. I can't think. I don't think the other actors were noteworthy, but Doctor Strange appearance in that movie, which I didn't.
This is all in the first one.
No, I'm talking about the third one now. I'm sorry.
Okay, the third one. Okay.
Yeah, with all the Spider-Man and the villains, but I know I'm all over the place. But Spider-Man, No Way Home, I wouldn't have guessed that one. I saw the Joker. I thought Joker was overrated. I did not watch the second one. I didn't even bother.
Mm-mm.
But I'm glad that's over. That's over with.
I should have thought about that Spider-Man, because again, it had 3 Spider-Man. People loved it. And what is it? Just that one scene where Spider-Man 3, whatever that Garfield, when he caught Zendaya, when she was falling. Yeah, that scene there, it choked me up. I understood that scene what happened, especially when she like, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" Like that moment was special. That was one of those special.
1,000%, because Andrew. So we talked about Toby. We talked about I forgot his name again. What's this kid's name? MCU Spider-Man. Holland. But we didn't talk about Andrew. Now Andrew Garfield, his Spider-Man series, I thought the first one was really good. And that movie got a boost from that Watson or Stone. I think it's Stone.
I don't know, one of them.
Yeah. That from an unlikely source. Like, Emma was the best girlfriend out of all the Spider-Man trilogies. Like, I'm just saying, like, she was like that was his support. And that movie, those 2 movies were kind of centered around their relationship, even more so than the other ones. Mary Jane with the other one, and Zendaya in this one, because he fell for her in the first one, and then the dad made him promise not to date her or be around her, and they were dancing around that, and they got back together, and then she died. So, like, we talked about the Avengers failing in Infinity War, but like up until then, I may be wrong, like one of the biggest failures or losses might have been when Emma died, falling off the top of that tower. Like he tried to save her, and it wasn't enough. She died. Comic book fans knew that was coming, but it was still it was a dramatic moment. It was a sad moment. That movie ended with her funeral, and like, she's dead and he died. She died because he broke his promise to her father with being in her life and put her in danger. She died. Andrew never really he did not get a third movie to like kind of,
which he should have. He should have been able to close that up.
He should have. And Andrew was he was a good Spider-Man. It's a shame he came out after Toby the GOAT, and as I was reading up on this, his third one was canceled because MCU and Sony were doing business, and they just decided to recast the character. So like, he kind of was in between a rock and a hard place, but he did a good job. Like, Andrew is a capable actor. I've seen him in other stuff. He's really good.
Yes,
and he played Peter. We talked about doing things different. He was different from Toby Um, it's a little bit more. We say it was a colder Spider-Man. He was like a cold nerd. I don't know how to explain it, but he's a little not as dweeby as Toby's was as Peter Parker initially. But um, yeah, so you named all the movies and a good conversation there. Is there a movie on that list you don't like? If you had to pick one movie to replace, to remove, and what would it be, and what movie would you put in its place?
Ooh, Lord. I have to remember
Just
that whole
one,
list.
just one. So I'll read it to you again. Not a problem.
Okay.
So number one was The Dark Knight. Number two, Into the Spider Verse. Endgame. Number three, Infinity War. Number four, Dark Knight Rises. Number five, Across the Spider Verse. Number six, Joker. Seven, Batman
Stop right there.
Begins. Eight. Okay.
Stop right there. We're good with the Joker. The Joker can go. The Joker can go.
And what would you stick on there?
Hell, we could damn near go random. No, I put Black Panther. Definitely put Black Panther on there.
I'm actually surprised. Yeah, I'm actually surprised that it's not up there, but I'm surprised, but not surprised. We talked about
right. It's kind of like you roll your eyes. Yeah.
It's one of them things like you just said it. It's like as soon as we see something that don't add up, like that's just some racist shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's got to be racism. So that's a good one. I would also remove Joker. Now, what would I put up there? I can't take your answer. You said Black Panther. Now, what would I put down there? DC. I don't know if I have an answer. I think all the right DC movies are up there. I can't think of another one that should be up there. MCU, maybe the first Avengers.
I think that should be there, but I don't know what I take off to put.
I would take Joker. Yeah. For me, like I think Spider-Verse is probably the best placed movie on this list because like it can't be understated how impactful, how big a deal that movie was when it came out. But I'm not surprised at Dark Knight. Like that, it won a lot of awards. It was the right place, right time. I think that was before the Avengers movie came out. The whole thing changed after that first Avengers movie. It showed these companies that is some real money in these movies, and like everybody that had property. We talked about the X-Men movie. They ended the X-Men movie, and they didn't need to. After the third movie, they just they killed Cyclops, they killed Jean, they killed Xavier. Like everybody, and then it just ended. You didn't need to.
They didn't need to do that. It was uncalled for.
And that's those were superhero movies before MCU made a universe. Like from there, X-Men is supposed to branch out. If I ask you what movie they should have done after that, you probably give me an answer. Like they probably should have worked on this or Excalibur, X Factor, whatever. Not just end the whole damn thing.
No.
Like it's just over. And they had the nerve to end that movie on a cliffhanger because there's an after credit scene where it showed that Xavier didn't die. Like he woke up in that there was a comatose body with Moira McTaggart somewhere, and he woke up in the body. So like they left a cliffhanger for a movie for a franchise that they ended. So Fox just mismanaged everything. I did like Days of Future Past a lot. I did like that movie a lot.
That was okay. It was good. I don't have a problem. My only problem with all the X-Men movies after that point is I didn't like Mystique being the star. And this ain't a guy girl thing. This is a Mystique thing, and Mystique is not the hero. She is not the center. They could have put any other X lady in there, anybody, and Kitty Pryde would have been perfect. I love Kitty Pryde. That's like one of my favorite X-Men ladies. They could have put her there, and I'd have been thumbs up. Let's go. The same story. Because Kitty Pryde can fight. Comic book Kitty Pryde is a beast. Okay. I would rather have had her than Mystique. Anybody else. That's really my only qualm about those whole movies is Mystique being the center. Well, her being the hero. People were like, oh, it's Mystique. Give a fuck about Mystique. No.
It was Jennifer Lawrence's moment, man. She was in everything, and I know. But you know that's where it came from. Like they pushed her in our faces, and like it did. Like she was it. She had a scene that just made me. I was like, I can't watch this anymore, man. Like I love Jennifer Lawrence, but I couldn't stand her as Mystique. When she died in Dark Phoenix, like thank God. Maybe some other people get some camera time now. And like I hate to sound that way, but it was just like she was in the way. She was in the way.
She was unneeded in the way. And while we're talking about the X-Men, you mentioned Dark Phoenix. They don't need to do that ever again. They don't. But it's failed at least twice now. Let that go. We've got more stories to tell, but let that go.
It's amazing that storyline has happened twice under the same studio. They're like, wait. They were like, it worked the first time, right? Like, no,
it didn't.
Like, let's do it again. Like, all right, like that's incredible. Right this time. Honestly, right? That's to me, that's incredible. It's just incredible. It's incredible, and they fumbled it twice. But
it's one of those things like Venom. They rushed that. You need to form that. Like the Dark Phoenix, I think it happened too fast. Like now, when you have things like Thanos, it could be that. That's the kind of story Dark Phoenix needs to be. It needs to be a big, massive story. It doesn't need to be one self-contained movie or kind of leaks here and there. And it doesn't need to be that. Like I wouldn't put Venom in that same kind of large category, but Venom shouldn't have been in part 3. He should be somebody else. I'll come back to that. But Dark Phoenix is just a big story. And it could have combined several X-Men teams, through an Avengers team in there. It just needed to be bigger than what it was. And like this is before the MCU, so they weren't thinking about that kind of frame. Right. They were trying to get it all. So no, unless they're going to do something like that and make Dark Phoenix a big, huge thing, leave it alone. Just stop it. Just talk about it in reverence or whatever, but just let it go. It just doesn't need to be there. But to bring it real quick to the, and I said it before on the show, is what did we talk about? Venom. I said it, and I'll say this 100 million times until I'm 80. I have no problem with Venom being in the movies, but he's not supposed to have been in that third movie. He felt rushed. Eddie Brock felt rushed. Little Topher Holland being 5'9", was too small. It wasn't well thought out. I think that the better option, and it was for me, it was right there, still there, was the Lizard. He should have been in. He should have been in that, not in Garfield's movie. Because again, in the first movie, you hear his name. He's talking about Doc Connors. You're talking about Doc Connors. The second movie, you see Doc Connors. You see him with one arm. So the third one is logical. Go to the Lizard, explain why he needs his arm, explain what happened. It was right there. But they wanted to go for the money grab and get the Dark and go for the Venom. They grabbed the ball with that.
Yeah, and I agree with you. With it's too many steps that need to be taken to get to Venom, and like Venom, like Alien. First of all, the fact that Spider-Man ended up with an alien suit lets you know about how special those circumstances were. Like he was off-world and Secret Wars and found the machine that had this alien in it. It's like there's a lot of steps there. You're not going to do that in a movie. It's not something like his regular villains where if somebody close to him or an accident happened and poof, then you have the villain. Like the Venom Phoenix cut, like you said, like a lot of steps there. Some storylines you can't just set it up in one movie. Something has to have already been like set up in previous films to initiate that, or to to be the catalyst for that, for these situation happened and these characters come about. But it's like you said, cash grab. Venom. I don't know what year that was when the last Spider-Man was, but like Venom at one point, I don't know Spider-Man fans if he's still top 5 Spider-Man villain all time right now, but in the '90s, like to me, I'll never forget the first time I saw Venom in the comics. Like he was a nightmare. Like just looking at him,
he was very scary. Yes,
his teeth, his size, the costume. He was just like, he would just show up anywhere. He was like the boogeyman.
And the way they used him, like his powers, like, like I know Venom would blend in with clouds. He would swing out of nowhere and just appear like boom. They don't do that anymore. They don't let Venom be scared like that anymore. They're too busy making him a hero now, and he has his own universe. It's just his own, which I don't like that either. I think Venom should stay in his. I know he makes money, but he need to be Venom, the bad guy kicking ass.
Yeah, and it's funny. Like I was reading Spider-Man in the '90s, of course. Like he would show up for a couple issues, be gone. It would seem for like 5, and he would just break out and be right back. Like it was like so one of the most milked storylines in the '90s was Venom and Infinity Gems. Like Venom, Venom was just, he was money. He just was, and like they just kept coming. Like they had, like him and Spider-Man had their thing, and then somebody was like, what's better than one alien costume? 2, and they had Carnage. Carnage was a big deal. Yeah, Carnage was a big deal. Spider-Man even tricked Venom at one point and thinking he was dead on the island. Yeah, and like he was like there, like he was chilling, he was happy. And they brought him
laid up on the beach, just like chilling.
Yeah, and he's like, they had to bring him back to fight Carnage, and then Venom's back in the mix again. And they had I can't remember that storyline they had when they
Ultimate Carnage. When it was a whole bunch of
it was like Carnage in a group. It was like Maximum Carnage. Was that
Maximum Carnage? That's what it was. Maximum Carnage.
It was running over all his books, and like that was like probably like as close to peak as it was. Like that was the pinnacle of everything. Yeah, Spider-Man, Venom, Carnage, and there's a bunch of street level guys with I think the Avengers. I think I remember Captain America, but I remember Cloak and Dagger, a bunch of different I can't think of who else was running with Spider-Man. Black Cat, but they were all after Carnage's group, and like you had the whole city rioting and all that other stuff. But that was, that was it. I forgot how that one ended. I know it ended with Venom like just pummeling Carnage at the end. I forgot why.
That was over 30 years ago.
Yeah, but there are certain stories I've read over and over again, and that was one of them. And but back to what we're talking about, but like Venom was money. Like, and
yes, he was.
Somebody was like, we got to get him on the screen, but not as Topher Grace. There had to have been somebody else.
Could have been somebody else. That was a big part of Eddie Brock being a big dude. That's what a big part of Venom being stronger than Spider-Man.
He was stronger than Spider-Man. Right, he's stronger than Spider-Man. The Spider sense
worked out.
he would web together the dumbbells and be just pushing himself. Like the stronger he was, then the suit would.
Venom was.
It would add Spider-Man's strength on top of his strength, and
exactly,
he was just a nightmare, man. He was just a nightmare. But I remember when he went good and he moved to San Francisco, and he was the lethal protector.
Yeah,
I was off the train by then. I was like, I don't like this, bro. Like I just. And, like it just didn't seem right to me. And after that, I kind of lost track of Venom after that. But the '90s were a hell of a decade. They kept shit in your face if it was working. The Infinity Gems, like the Gauntlet and the War, that was cool. But Crusade was like not. It was like, just bury this. Like it can't have this every summer. It was like 3 straight summers. I felt.
And I bought Crusade, but I still don't think I even read it to this day. I don't. I don't think I read it.
It's the gems weren't even front and center in that one. It was about the goddess, but so it was like when Adam Warlock had got the gauntlet. He wanted to be the perfect god, and he expelled evil and goodness from his body. And the goddess was the good, and Magnus was the evil, and that's where she came from. And she was after cosmic cubes, I think, something like that. And she had heroes fighting heroes, like the religious heroes were the ones that joined her, and the ones that weren't, they were just wondering what was going on. I don't even remember what she was trying to do. I just know it was revealed, and if you weren't paying attention, then you would miss it. But Thanos was the secret member of the Infinity Watch, excuse me, and it was Thanos and Warlock working together again against the goddess, and it's a forgotten story. It didn't need to go any further.
Mm-hmm.
And like I read later, there was another Infinity Gem, and I was like, "What is going on?" But all good things come to an end, and that needed to end. Let's see, we got a couple minutes here. We had a really good show here. Are you reading or watching anything right now?
Both. I am still behind, but I'm better than I've been. I keep track of my comics on Facebook. That just really helps me keep track. When I read them, I post them. Okay. I think I've got like 40 comics already this year I read.
Nice.
I try to do at least one, maybe two comics a day, but at least one. Okay. And I'm still behind, but at least I'm in. I'm within a year now. I'm not that bad. I'm better. I did read all of One World Under Doom. I read all.
What did you think of that?
That was all right. It was pretty good. The best part. Have you read it?
I read. Yes, I did. Detail. I read it kind of fast. So, what did you like? To me, this story reminded me of another story. I kind of saw this coming when Dormammu attacked him. There was a what if story. What if Dr. Doom had gotten the Infinity Gems? It almost happened. The stories are not similar, but they're similar. Like he always like brings peace or whatever, and it draws the attention of somebody else. And then the what if he ended up fighting the Celestials, but the Infinity Gauntlet, I don't know why they went to war with him, but it was like thousands of them. But the fight with Dormammu was good. The one thing I liked seeing in there, I did see the Fantastic Four, X-Men, Avengers. I was just mentioning that before, like that team up in there. But I saw that he wasn't legit. He was using his people to amplify his power.
Right, something like that. They were like feeding him somehow.
Yeah. So, it's always something with Doom. But I thought it was pretty good. I didn't finish it though.
I finished it, and it is pretty good. My favorite part wasn't even an action scene though. My favorite part was just Thor asking simply, "Are we sure we're doing the right thing?"
Yes. They were upset with him.
Like, wow.
Yeah, because he didn't see the point. Yeah, he didn't see the point. Like he's like, what has he done wrong?
Yeah, why are we starting to stop this? It's peaceful. He's free help. What's the problem?
Yeah. And when he was talking, I knew he was totally convinced when they were talking about king stuff, and he was like, "Listen, like I'm a king too. Like I understand how it be sometimes, man. Like that ain't enough for me to be fighting. Honestly,
I grew up with Odin. This is
right, and Odin be on some ruthless shit, man.
Exactly. So I can't say this is wrong.
Yeah.
So that to me, I thought was a very powerful statement.
Yeah, that was a good one. I did read Dungeon of Doom.
That came in the mail yesterday, so I ain't read it yet.
Oh man, Xavier, man, doing more dirty stuff. I won't
I
even.
was reading. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, what? Like Xavier just.
I didn't realize how dirty that little motherfucker was, but Xavier's dirty.
Xavier's
I really,
dirty.
he is. I was reading NYX is the X-Men have a storyline called Manhunt, X-Men Hunt, and it's about Xavier. And they were like, damn, Xavier, really? Damn, Charles. It's all him. It's like, you dirty fucker.
It's like eventually his shit always turns up, man. Always. Yeah. So I'm waiting for the second one, and I got to read the last issue because I understand. How did he die? How did he? Because
Doom?
Yeah.
He gave himself up, really. Valeria hopped up on the field somehow. The kids were someplace else. And somehow Valeria teleported. She teleported to the astral plane and talked to him there. And I believe she teleported physically to where he was at, thinking that she can get to him and stop him. And whatever he did, like energy blast or whatever he did, killed her.
Oh, shit.
It shot her leg off. It tore up. And then that was the end of the fight. He was done. He did whatever he could do to bring her back, which physically it was nothing. So he went to the Living Tribunal or whoever it was, the Living Tribunal, and traded his life for hers.
I did see when she got fucked up. I did see that. I didn't read the next issue. Okay. All right. I'm going to have to check that out. Doom is, I was almost glad that he was doing villain and stuff. Like, I can't take Doom being a full-on hero. Like, don't take one of our strongest villains and do this to him. Like, I'm not with that.
Right.
I'm not with that. Like, to me, you need Doom where he is, doing it how he does it. Like, he's the noble scumbag. Like, let's let him continue to be that, because it's not a lot of villains like that. What am I reading right now? I'm reading DCKO, and I was reading the Batman story connected to that. DCKO is kind of it's actually pretty good. The side story with Batman was a little confusing, but it's a tournament. They're trying to get Omega power, honestly, and I think who are the final four right now? It's Superman, Lex, Joker. I can't remember the other two. Lex is just outsmarting everybody, and it's crazy. But Batman, the Omega Heart, Batman got knocked out of the tournament in the first issue, and the entity, the power that's running the tournament, it gave Batman a deal to get back into it, and had to talk him into getting back into it. And he's telling Batman, Lex is doing this thing, and the Joker is winning actually right now. Even though Superman's doing a good job right now too, but Batman kind of gave himself up early to make sure Superman would make it, and really it should have been him, honestly, because Lex is he's outsmarting everybody right now, and like Joker's just too unpredictable. Like they not the heroes that are there. I know Joker's been around for a while, but they don't have any experience dealing with him, and he's succeeding right now. Yeah, I think the next issue drops this week. Something drops this week, but yeah, it's a bunch of stuff. I'm still toned it down. Like I read the Avengers series. I'm not really crazy about that series. I know they're going to be starting a new series soon. I didn't really like this.
I'm still. I think I'm in War Doom in the Avengers. I'm still in that.
Okay.
It's like I'm where Falcon and Black Panther are together by themselves fighting whoever. I can't even remember.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I'm at with them.
Okay.
So I'm still very behind, but it'll be all right.
Yeah, I got to catch up with Thor and Batman, but that's in Transformers. That too, which is kind of. It's kind of slowed down just a little bit. Mm-hmm. They got to pick it up a little bit, but
they had to do some of that art for me. They had to do something quick.
I like the art, but I think they got a new guy in there now. I think they got a new guy in there. Yeah. All right. You watching the Super Bowl?
No. I'm like surprised you would ask that question.
I know. I had to give it a shot. Are we
you
gonna
know who
wrap
playing?
it? It's half the world does. Seattle and the Seattle Seahawks and the New England Patriots, right? Just so next time someone asks you, you'll know.
I know.
Well, we'll wrap it up with this. This is a good episode. It was good talking to you, friend.
Yeah, it's been good talking to you, bro.
Yeah, and guys, enjoy the Super Bowl, and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. And again,
we'll be better about this. We'll be better about getting these episodes to y'all. We will.
All right, guys. Good night.
Peace.